Welcome to day 351 of our DeSo journey. I'm Meg Trastenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They're an investor in CloutFeed. And there's a little bit of news to talk about yesterday, Brian. Their ChimeIn event took place last night at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. It was a great event.
Wait,
8 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Really? I think it was seven.
no,
Pretty sure.
no, it wasn't. I was in it.
I'm pretty sure it was seven. Okay, but
No.
anyhow, it doesn't matter when it happened because it already took place. But it was a good room. I know you stayed there the whole time. I couldn't make it. What did they talk about?
Yeah, I mean, since I was the one in the room, I'm probably the one to know what time it was. But yeah, it was actually very productive, I feel. Dylan Jaggerly, he was the one that hosted it. There's only about 20, 25 people in there, but we got a lot of good information. I think a lot of concerns were kind of alleviated a little bit. Dylan was very forthright. He listened to what we all had to say. I think that was important. But he said that DeSo is hiring a growth marketer probably on Monday. So that's exciting. That's going to hopefully help expand the marketing reach of DeSo across the internet. And this individual will help with advertising, marketing, and all of that. So that's exciting to think about. He also spoke about them wanting to produce informational videos away from that like AAA production company that they're working with. Just some community members produce videos that can kind of explain things. And he was asking the community what types of videos you think are needed, what things need to be explained better. So he got a lot of feedback from that. I thought that was good. But then we turn the conversation to DAODAO. And as you know, like there's been different discussions about DAODAO from Dharmesh, from us, just some concerns. I aired some of my concerns about safety and about scamming and all of that, and about the legality issues that we might see. And he also he gave a lot of good information, and I'll just go over some of the things he said. He said that he's personally really excited about DAODAO because there's this strong community being built around it, thanks to Discord, which will eventually move to on-chain communications. But unlike with like Diamondapp and BitClout, there's this huge like pre-marketing of it that people are gathering up on this Discord and really getting excited about it. And that's something we didn't really have when BitClout launched or when Diamondapp launched. So he was excited about that. Let's see what else. He said that Natter is actually going to put forth a lot of legal information regarding DAOs pretty soon.
Good.
So I know I'm really concerned about the legalities. Like I don't want to launch a DAO and then find out that the SEC is investigating what I'm doing or anything like that. So I want to make sure that what I'm doing, as if I did create a DAO, is legal. I'm not going to have any issues. So Natter's been extensively researching this, talking to attorneys. He's going to put some information forward. I'm guessing prior to the launch of DAODAO in about 19 days. So that's great. I think that's going to kind of alleviate some concerns as well. Dylan also said the team has talked about bringing BitClout back. And by back, I mean like reimagining it and maybe even creating a DAO around it. So that's interesting. He didn't say this is happening for sure, but he said there's been discussions. It's being thrown around a little bit. So maybe BitClout will relaunch as a DAO, and maybe a lot of the features will change. Maybe the UI. He said that they thought about maybe changing the UI of it, so the user interface. So that's something to think about. I'm sure that a DAO for that could be successful. The core team, he said, has never been more excited about what's to come on DeSo than they are right now. So even though he addressed how slow things have been and how the daily active users are down, he said that the core team's super excited. They've never been more excited about where things are right now. So that's definitely a positive. Whether everybody in the core team feels that way or not, we don't know, but I take what Dylan says as fact. And then finally, Peter N is actually very, 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 very close to getting the paper of the proof of stake out to the public, the white paper. We've all been waiting for that, see how it's going to function. So that's coming around the corner.
Yeah, so going back to what you said about relaunching BitClout with a new UI and maybe even DAO around, I think the idea of having a DAO around BitClout is tremendous. One thing I think though is that you don't relaunch BitClout. I think you keep BitClout, you start another node, maybe DeSo.org's node, or you just create another website and let BitClout kind of remain in history. I feel like there's too much negativity from the original people who said it was scam back in the day. I think you need to start new, but I love the idea of creating a DAO to, like run the site, a DAO to determine governance, like what are we going to do? What features are we going to add to this new site, and to raise money to build that new site out, hire developers, etc. Maybe some developers within the community could contribute. So I love that idea. I just don't think it should be on the bitclout.com domain name.
Well, and I think it's important to point out that any node can actually create a DAO once all these features are out there, and they can do it themselves. The one thing holding us back with NFTZ is just that since we're a U.S. company, we're not in Wyoming. We just want to know like what legal precautions we'd have to take and how it could impact our business in any way.
Yeah, but I mean, there are still ways. There's still ways to use DAOs without, making an investment. So that there's stuff that's being discussed internally with NFTZ. We have a lot of really cool plans in the future. So Diamond made a change to the way they show NFTs, Brian.
Yeah, so now if you go to an NFT that has multiple editions and you see the ones that sold or didn't sell, the ones that sold that are for resale, it now has this big button next to it, resale. So you know that this is actually on the secondary market, which it's a small feature, but I think it goes a long way in helping people better understand how to buy and sell NFTs, especially with DAODAO selling all these NFTs, and with the bronze DAODAO NFTs selling out. If you're new to DeSo, that kind of helps you kind of understand, hey, this is actually already sold. It's on the secondary market.
And speaking of DAODAO, another golden ticket sold yesterday to a user named Sham, S-H-A-M. There's now $789,112 in contributions toward DAODAO, and there's 7,120 members on the Discord. Again, I think there's a good amount of bots in there, but it did jump significantly over the past couple of days. But the activity is picking up over there. Like Brian said yesterday, the bronzes have sold out. So now we're down to the silvers and golds. So DAODAO seems to be, the community is huge and it's growing fast.
Yeah, and like we said before, we bought some silver tickets, actually considering some more because we feel that this could be a killer app on DeSo. There's just concerns we have around legalities and around maybe scammers being attracted to this platform and kind of killing the buzz of it all. So I think if some of those can be ironed out, I think we'd be really bullish on what DAODAO has to offer.
Yeah, for sure. And Mossified yesterday. So yesterday we talked about Tyne's idea of basically a dumbed down Diamondapp. I shouldn't say dumbed down, a simplified Diamondapp, which would be more like a Twitter clone. And he listed out off certain things that needed to be done to do that. And Mossified, of course, Ed Moss, part of the DeSo core team, replied, and he said that he would help with the design of Tyne's idea if somebody wanted to create it, and he would also help out with product strategy. So, if there's a developer out there who wants to do it, Ed Moss, Mossified, is willing to help you out.
Yeah, and Ed is a great guy. We've had communications with him. He's really passionate about DeSo. He's a really smart guy. So take him up on the offer if you can do something like that.
Yeah. So also yesterday, Kuririn, Kuririn, I hope I'm saying that right, created a really cool DeSo tool. It's like a real-time analysis of what's taking place on DeSo. And it basically, it rains icons. There's hearts, diamonds, and a bunch of different icons that rain down on your screen. If you go to the website, it's DeSo Show, DESOSHOW.xyz. You can see it, and it only works on desktop, but it rains down these different icons that represent different actions that are taking place in real time on DeSo. And then you can press different letters. Like if you press L on your keyboard, it's going to show the labels. So the heart would say likes, diamonds will say diamonds. But there's also transactions, there's transfers, there's user name creations, there's user profile updates, etc. If you hit U, for example, it's going to show the username that made that transaction under it. And you can also click on it and it takes you to the corresponding Open Prosper page. So it's really cool. It's a really unique idea. And I just thought it was really cool. So I thought I'd share it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm actually there right now as you're speaking because I didn't actually see this. It's really cool. It's awesome. It's like a real-time feed in a really reimagined way.
Yeah, for sure. And Weeblet, he's a developer in DeSo as well. He has used DeSo NFTs to buy skins for a Unity game that I believe he created. He didn't say whether he created or not, but it appears as though he did. It looks like he's developing this game. But what you can do is you can log into the game through Unity, with your DeSo identity. And then if you buy an NFT on DeSo that is a skin within the game, you actually get that skin in the game. And he has a demo. If you go to Weeblet's profile, you can see a demo of it. And you can also, it just explains what I'm talking about. But basically, it's this little character shaped like a pill in a 3D world. He's kicking boxes around and jump up and down. It's similar to Minecraft, I guess you could say. But if you buy the DeSo NFT for a skin for him, he changes his clothes. It's like a different set of clothing, a hat. When you buy the NFT on DeSo, and if your DeSo account's connected to the game, you actually get that skin in the game, which is awesome. And I think it's great how he's innovating upon NFTs in ways which, months ago, people couldn't have imagined.
Yeah, and I just can imagine a future where you have like a Call of Duty or one of those like top budget games where you can buy clothes for your character using a DeSo NFT. And this is like the start of that. Like, and the fact that he's using Unity and integrating Unity with DeSo NFTs, I think that's really powerful because Unity is the engine behind a lot of really big name games.
Yeah, and those NFTs can be limited so they become collector's items themselves. So what were the top hashtags from yesterday, Ryan?
They're all pretty similar to yesterday. DeSo's #1, photography #2, NFT #3, crypto #4, and DAODAO #5. So I think all 5 of these were the top ones yesterday, but they're in slightly different order.
Yeah, and the top earners on DeSo according to Open Prosper, Brian?
Yeah, so $122,661 was earned in total over the last 24 hours. 892 creators earned DeSo. So 892, this has been going down a little bit over the course of the last couple of weeks. I think a couple of weeks ago it was around 1,200 or so. So we want to see this number move up. It's still kind of moving down or staying steady. 14 users earned at least 1 DeSo. This has been kind of going up a little bit, so that's at least a positive. DAODAO earned 117,050 of that 122,661 dollars earned. So everybody else earned about 5,600 or so. DAODAO earned 117,050. Of course, they sold that gold NFT. But then after DAODAO, it was Crowd33, Real Zach, Live Oneself, Test Capital, Doodles. I think Doodles actually sold a bronze DAODAO NFT and then bought a silver. So he made a profit off the bronze, and that's what you're seeing. And then I think he bought a silver. Sarah _com, 101, Billabonker, and Seals are the top 10. Congrats to all of you.
Congratulations. Community events today at 2 p.m. Eastern time on connect.club is Storytelling NFT Gallery. Definitely check that out. Chats today, Miss Katie Ann, Michelle Lord, Tobias Schmid, Rhubarb, Wildography, Alendez, Do What You Love, Zorin, Spunk Art, French Connector, Clout Cox, William Laurent, Paul Beto, and Lisa Jane, among others, will be there on hand to take part in that. Connect That Club's a really cool, it's like a mix of Clubhouse and the metaverse kind of, it comes together. So definitely check that out. And that's at 2 p.m. Eastern time today. At 3:15 p.m. Eastern time today on Clubhouse is a room called Comfortable Places Where Nothing Ever Grows by Manatana Darizin. So definitely check that out at 3:15 Eastern time. And I think that's all the news we have for today, this Saturday, and everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you tomorrow.